everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the final part of the Whitstable Chippy and the owner of this establishment. This is Bernie Salt and his furry friend Skipper. They're going to be living in the one bed flat situated above this establishment, and once we finish finishing, we're going to get into final tour and complete this traditional British fish and chip shop. So let's get into build mode, shall we? So before we move upstairs, I'd just like to introduce you to our resident goldfish named Tartar. Thank you very much to those who suggested names in the last part. There was some really funny suggestions, and this one truly sunk, so genius idea all around. And I actually took some inspiration and renamed the Whitstable Chippy to Oh My Cod. I was doing some research into some funny British fish and chip shop names, and this one came up, and I just thought it was perfect. So, comedy all around. Now, I've switched the type of lot to a restaurant and ensured that everything works below. But if you do want to have a sim living above this establishment, you'll have to switch it to a small business in order to have, rental spaces and customer spaces. So, without further ado, this is the floor plan. I've tried to squeeze as many kind of different rooms in as possible so it doesn't just look like one big box. So we have a front entrance leading into an open dining living area. I'd like to have a really charming and warm fireplace in this section. We've got a galley kitchen and then a small little bathroom as well, and then the bedroom at the back, which I guess doesn't really get much of the view, but I think it's nice all the same. And then I've made the effort of choosing wallpapers on the flooring. There's a mix of CC, and I think this wood flooring's from cats and dogs actually, but I really like this brilliant white siding, wood siding, with the coastal blue and the yellow, so it all kind of works in harmony. Let's make a start on the front entrance. I'm thinking of using the Grange mudroom kit, which was recently released. It's a collaboration with Perry Sims, and I really love these items. Very much going to be in use for my world renovation series, which is kind of Cotswold inspired. But for this, I think I might try and squeeze in this half seat in the section. Really nice looking objects, just as high quality as Perry Sims' own CC. Quite nice there to have a little bench. And I might make use of the shelvings as well because they all match. Maybe let's put this in a brilliant white. And one thing I do like about this kit is that we have a variation in swatches, so you can kind of build out a room, and also the fact that these kind of work as a wardrobe, which is perfect. I actually might make use of a lot of items from this pack. Let's go for these, since our owner is also wearing some gum boots as well. Might put them in a green though, feel a little bit more nautical. It's also an avid fisher, so makes sense to have this kind of details, shall we say. Let's bring in the shelf as well. Be quite nice in here. Again, does that come in a white? Oh, it does. And also the picture's kind of coastal looking. Very much enjoy. Oh, silly me. I should have started with a welcome mat, shouldn't I? Let's navigate to that, shall we? And knock the Grange room off. How have we all been anyway? I know in the last part I kind of left it for a while, to be honest. I thought I was going to have this final part out earlier than planned, but instead I chose to do a speed build, which has been very well received. Thank you very much. I like to mix it in here and there of doing my regular series and my speed builds. So, but otherwise, I've not really been up to much. Me and Vin go to Brazil very shortly in 2 or 3 weeks. So I'll make sure to pre-record some videos and roll them out so nothing's being missed. Do give me some suggestions. I'm definitely going to bring back world renovation, since I kind of miss building in Henford, and I've got just the build in mind to bring back that series. But I also like to fill out some things with some speed builds as well, since I very much enjoy doing the Paris build. Parisian Bistro, sorry. Yeah, I think that's fine. Having just this right amount of detail in here, working just nicely. Let's move to the bathroom. Now I chose these tiles from a creator called Suki, who I used in the last part as well, and also love this wood paneling from Charlie Pancake's Lighthouse collection, which is something I would probably use throughout this build as well. And I was thinking of having kind of an old school bathroom in here. Let's navigate to bathrooms, Chris. Maybe with a tub and a shower. This is what I had in mind. It's by a winged llama. I very much like that tartany check curtain. I've also pulled out this toilet, which is from the pack that I was just referencing. This is by a winged llama too. And it's a nostalgia toilet. I like that there's a wood accent here, just to break up all the white that we've got going on. And this is actually from the game, the sink, but I just wanted to squeeze one in between these windowsills so it's just fitting. Put out some bar salts and some toothpaste and a toothbrush. Let's go for a mirror on the wall. Maybe a medicine cabinet since we're kind of stuck for space. I knew it was from cats and dogs. It's this medicine cabinet. Fits in that space nicely. And also I love this bit of CC. It's some kind of open blind situation, which I think is quite nice in a bathroom. Fits nicely on these windows as well, actually. Let's make sure we don't forget the loo roll. Where are you? Here. Might just keep you in that swatch. Or shall I do the tuck under? Actually, that's kind of a little bit gold, so maybe we'll do a gold accent in here to play off that. And not always a fan myself of rugs around toilets, but I'd like to bring that one out from, was it the bathroom clutter kit, if I was correct? Yes, this one. And we'll do the matching shower rug as well, I think. Just in a beige. Wish this came in stripes, it'd be quite nice. Lovely stuff. Also, went ahead and added some radiators, which, you know, is going to be constant in this British build series. Let's go for a tiny painting. I actually went in to my folders and fully refreshed my CC and found some really gorgeous little pictures. I'm actually building a manor house for my own kind of save file that's not on YouTube, and really wanted some tiny little pictures on the walls. So that's cute. Let's go for this one. That looked a bit more traditional, so yeah, just added a nice little finishing touch. Love that wallpaper. Now, the bedroom, we don't really have a lot of space to work with, unfortunately. So I might just shift the bed over slightly. Going for this one from the Horse Ranch pack in this light wood colour with the blue stripes as a nice contrast to the yellow that we've got going on. I wonder if I could just shift you slightly more in the corner, since it's a single sim living in here, so it's not too much of an issue. Let's look for, I think we've got a matching side table and dresser as well, so I might go for matchy in this room, just to make things a little bit more efficient. Horse Ranch, here we are. Do you come in that? Yes, you do, thank you very much. The door should swing out around here, that should be fine. And, oh, you're a bit big. We could do this one actually. A little cubby space there to put a bit of extra detail. We go for the matching mirror as well. Too much matchy. Didn't realise this came in so many swatches. Let's go for the classic beach one. We should shift you over a touch. I'm going for this CC alarm clock. I love that texture on it. This is from, this is from Pierre Sim's Abigail's Bedroom pack. Very nice. And then I'm using this lamp in this kind of soft bluey colour. And an unread book. Imagine Bertie likes to read in the evening. Also choosing these cabin slippers. I thought it was kind of cute with the shearling texture on it. And this rug here. Shift you over a touch. Very cute. Now what can actually fit in this cubby hole? Because I know sometimes the snap points are a bit annoying. That works in there. Anything that one tile seems to work, which is fortunate, but also bad. See, anything bigger goes on the top, which is a bit silly. I'm going to go for these, which are from the Nostalgia kit as well, which I used in the bathroom by Wing Llama. Very nice. Might even put a little box on here, if that will search correctly, just for a bit of extra storage, I guess. Gone for Valia's Cozy Cabin Wicker Basket, which is very pleasant. And then also pulled in some of the artwork that I mentioned that I'd downloaded earlier. Really love this object. It doesn't look too alpha as well, and there's an absolute plethora of swatches. So many that they go off my screen, but all very coastal looking. I also pulled this from the game as well, you know, since he is an avid fisherman, so he would have his own rod in a way. Don't know why that made me laugh. And let's add a window covering. Maybe a blind, since we don't have much floor real estate for having full-fledged drapes. We could go for this one. Oh no, maybe not. Far too big. Do we have a blind? Oh, we do. A little bit short. What about if I size you down? Or shall I just keep you the size it was? You come in a nice yellow. Oh, you do. I switched it out for Felixander's estate blinds in this really charming stripe. The other one looked nice, I just prefer the swatch with this one, you know. Sim should have enough room getting around there, and hopefully that doesn't block. Actually, thinking about it now, I might just move those slippers over here so there's nothing in the way. And I unfortunately can't fit a dog bed in here, especially for the size of dog that we have in this household, so I'll probably just have to squeeze one in to the living area. But that's a cute looking space. I like the colour palette that we've got going on there. Now, for the living area, I think the main feature is going to be the fireplace. And I'd like to use a stone one. I think we even got one that came with cats and dogs, not that can see it for life nor money. This is the one I was thinking, from Cats and Dogs. I just tone you down a touch though. Maybe the white. Well, I guess it's a grey version, isn't it? Just squeeze you there, because I'd quite like to have a bookshelf in that corner. What have we got going on with some CC? CC to the rescue. I'll make sure as well to update my main CC file with everything I use in this part, so you guys can download anything should you so wish. If any of these bookshelves are working for me, let me just have a dig around and then we can dress it up together. Well, that was 1 second for you and many seconds for me. I've pulled out tons of detail that we can get to work, adding some character to this build. I think this unfortunately might have to cut into the fireplace. But I think I can look past it. Maybe it's just built in that way. Just being fussy. Let's add some books. I don't think these are usable. I think these are just for decorative purposes, but I like the look of them all the same. This is from the Lighthouse collection, which is by Charlie Pancakes. And I'd like to add a little radio. I might just size you down one though, for Bertie to listen to. A little plant. I think this came with the Grange Mudroom kit, which comes very in handy, and it's very cheap as well. Add some more bucks into this section, maybe with a little lamp. So nice bit of lighting in that corner. And then a usable bookshelf I thought would be useful for this section, given that everything else is decorative. And some flat books as well. And then as for the mantelpiece, I came across this adorable lighthouse figurine. Maybe it's something that he'd built. He has a hobby in. And then the great thing about CC is I love that we have these kind of standing picture frames. Might just size you down though. We don't have many of these in the game that don't require having a family portrait in. So it's nice to have CC makers making that happen. And then this potted ivy, just for a bit of life, as I always mention. Although the snap height is killing me on this mantelpiece. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, that's a cute little spot. It's quite nice through the archway as well. Oh yeah, I made sure to paint all the ceilings as well. Now we're going to be stuck for a bit of space in here if we want to have a pet bed. And also, the ones that came with the game are kind of ugly. Like, it's not really giving the vibe that I want. Although some of the paler ones look nice, but I think we could do better. See, this takes up less footprint, so I might use the chateau bed and the grey swatch. I think that's a little bit better than what we had with the game. Yeah. And just sit as well and snooze while looking out the window. We are going to also be stuck for space with a living chair or sofa. Sorry. Maybe I'll do just a big, comfy armchair for him, so he can sit in front of the fire. That bit too coastal. Although I think I'd quite like to introduce some stripes in this area. Okay, just went away off camera and pulled out some things that would work in this space. I'm going to go for this Woodland Ranch armchair, which is by Pierre Sim. I love that stripe. And in turn, I've chosen this. It's not a matching pillow, but I just liked having it for a bit of extra detail. Got this from the Lighthouse collection. This table with a very nice blue lamp. Very classic looking. A little mug as well, so that'd be kind of sweet. I can just slot it on. And what else did we have in this section? Oh yes, a rug. Harry's coastal rug. I think I might just size you down though, because you're looking a touch big in here. I wonder if we can afford to move the chair back a touch. And maybe even have it on a slight angle. Just a bit of interest, you know? Yeah, that's sweet. Also chosen a tiny two-seater table, although we'll only have one chair. I think it's sweet in that little gingham check. And then chosen some fruits, which I downloaded from, oh, where's this from? Chalk. Charlie Pancakes again. Really coming to the rescue in this part. And also, this is some of the gorgeous artwork that I have downloaded. This is from the Lighthouse collection as well. Very much like how it's like abstract, but also kind of classic looking, you know? And then we've got this one from the Lighthouse collection, but I might just size you down a bit. So nice with the lighthouse. It kind of plays off what some of the detailing that we've got going on the mantelpiece. And I've also got this one here as well, which is super nice. Just a little yacht boat. Very cute. I think I might add some lighting here as well. Maybe like a pendant. So just the regular spotlight. Although unsure what kind of vibe to go for. Got to be something quite small as well because the room is relatively small. I've gone for this one from the Horse Ranch pack, but I think I might just put it in a slightly different swatch. Well, I hate when it glitches through, but there's not much really you can do when you need that spotlight there. Oh, can I try and switch the color? I know, I think it was fine as it is. Have a look at this room. Oh, it's very sweet. I love it. Also, I need some drapes as well, so I don't forget. Might just use the same shade, but not in the yellow. Perhaps we can go for a more classic blue shade, or very calming in here. Could be enough space as well to get through everywhere. Lovely jubbly. Let's move into this tiny galley kitchen. So it's kind of funny to have a pun, given it's a galley kitchen. I downloaded this really sweet fridge from the Roomies pack, which is Perry Sims pack. I think it's inspired by Friends, potentially. But I like that there's a lobster on there. Thought it was kind of funny to have on. This is the kitchen I was thinking of. Harry's coastal kitchen. So lovely. I think I'll just use it in the off-white cream swatch with a wood work surface. Have I chosen the wrong one there? Yes, I have. Let's go for a corner moment. Let's get the grid on. Although it's such a small kitchen, I don't think I'll struggle that much fitting anything in. Now I'd like a sink here, so I guess that's probably the best cabinet to have. I don't know. Let's go for this one. We'll figure out once I put the sink in. Maybe I might need to switch that one around. We can have a cooker in this corner. Let's choose one together, shall we? That's quite nice. Oh, we're running out of money. Let me just give my Sims some more simoleons. Think-wise, I'm going to use the estate kit sink. Kind of cuts in there, but I think I can look past it. Let's get the matching cabinets up here as well. We don't really have a lot of space for cabinetry, but I might just try and sneak in a couple in this section. Get a half tile one here, and then let's add in a extraction fan. Maybe this one, since we're all using the same cooker. Fits nicely. Do my trick of hiding the alarm, the ugly alarm up there. And I'm just going to choose some details and then we can place them all together and then we can wrap up this build and get into the final tour. Okay, found some lovely bits. I've also swapped out the oven that we chose for this kind of Arga looking one. Thought it worked for this space. Let's put an all-important kettle on the corner cabinet. I also found this really adorable Tetley's looking CC. This is from Harry's small kit. Thought it was very appropriate. And in turn had a tea canister as well in this corner. Little tea towel rack for above the sink. Oh, where are you going? Why are you doing that? Let's lift you up the 9 key, shall we? Nice. Some pantry clutter. And where did you go? There you are. The utensils. Size you down there, you touch big. Bit better in that corner. Also, can't forget a bin. And one last thing. Oh, second to last thing. Always love having a retro telephone in this Let's Build British series. And finally, last but not least, this little blue canvas. Don't think I'll put a blind on that window. It'd be so nice as well. Imagine like you were washing up and you had that view. Well, I guess there's some weird industrial building things going on, but if you had that view without it. And last but not least, the kitchen rug, just to play off the texture we've got going on in the living room. But friends, it came together very simply and it's quite a small space to work with. Really happy with the carrots that we've added into this build. Really suits the type of sim that we've got going on, with enough space for his furry friend. Going to leave things on this shot, I think, before we get into the final tour. But if you do like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. I'll leave all the CC I've used in the description box below, so you can download this should you so wish. I'll make sure to upload it on the gallery as well. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this series, and we'll be back soon with a next part of world renovation. I think I'm going to build an entire row of townhouses, which would be fun. So thank you again, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.